In the vibrant tapestry of human expression, few threads shine as brightly and colorfully as those of drag queens and crossdressers. These two forms of gender expression, though often conflated, each hold unique places within the LGBTQ+ community and beyond. As societal norms evolve and conversations about gender and identity become more mainstream, understanding the differences and significance of drag queens and crossdressers becomes ever more essential. Imagine the dazzling lights of a stage, the sound of applause, and a performer stepping into the spotlight in a stunning outfit, radiating confidence and charisma. This is the world of drag, where artistry and performance merge to create unforgettable experiences. Drag queens, with their exaggerated femininity, intricate costumes, and theatrical flair, captivate audiences and challenge conventional ideas about gender. But drag is more than just entertainment. It is a powerful form of self-expression and activism that has been pivotal in advancing LGBTQ+ rights. On the other side of the spectrum, picture a quiet, intimate moment where an individual steps into a different set of clothes, perhaps a dress or a suit, feeling an intrinsic connection to their true self. This is the essence of crossdressing, a deeply personal journey that allows individuals to explore and express their gender identity. For crossdressers, the act of wearing clothing traditionally associated with the opposite gender can be a source of comfort, liberation, and authenticity. While both drag queens and crossdressers engage in gender expression through clothing, their motivations, contexts, and cultural significances differ significantly. This video will explore these differences, unraveling the histories, purposes, and personal stories behind drag and crossdressing. By delving into these vibrant worlds, we aim to foster greater understanding and appreciation for the diverse ways in which people express their identities. So, let's embark on this journey of discovery, celebrating the artistry, courage, and humanity of drag queens and crossdressers alike. Let's understand the drag queens. Drag has a long and storied history that can be traced back to ancient times. The term drag is believed to have originated in the theater, referring to the long skirts that men wore when performing female roles. In the early 20th century, drag evolved into a distinct form of performance art, particularly within the LGBTQ+ community. One of the most iconic drag figures from this period is Julian Elting, a vaudeville performer whose drag persona captivated audiences across the United States. The modern drag queen emerged from the underground ball culture of the 1980s and 1990s, particularly in cities like New York. This era was immortalized in the documentary, Paris is Burning, which showcased the elaborate drag balls where contestants competed in categories like realness and voguing. These balls were more than just competitions. They were safe spaces for LGBTQ+ individuals, particularly those from marginalized communities, to express themselves freely. Drag queens are performers who exaggerate femininity for entertainment purposes. Their artistry involves a combination of elaborate costumes, theatrical makeup, wigs, and often, lip-syncing or live singing. Drag performances can range from comedic skits to dramatic monologues, and from lip-sync battles to live singing and dancing. One of the most famous drag queens in contemporary culture is RuPaul, who has brought drag into the mainstream with the television show, RuPaul's Drag Race. This show has not only popularized drag culture but also highlighted the creativity, resilience, and talent of drag performers. Drag queens play a crucial role in the LGBTQ+ community. They are often seen as leaders, activists, and advocates for LGBTQ+ rights. Many drag queens use their platforms to raise awareness about issues affecting the community, such as HIV, AIDS, discrimination, and transphobia. Drag shows and events are also essential in creating safe spaces where people can celebrate their identities without fear of judgment or harassment. Let's talk about crossdressers. Crossdressing refers to the act of wearing clothing typically associated with the opposite gender. Unlike drag queens, crossdressers do not necessarily perform for an audience. For many, crossdressing is a personal expression of their gender identity or a means of exploring different aspects of their personality. Crossdressers come from all walks of life and have diverse reasons for dressing in clothing traditionally associated with the opposite gender. Some do it to feel more comfortable or authentic, while others may crossdress for the thrill of breaking societal norms. Cross-dressing has been documented throughout history in various cultures. In many cases, it was used as a means of survival or to challenge gender norms. For example, during times of war, some women dressed as men to enlist in the military, while some men dressed as women to avoid conscription. In the 20th century, cross-dressing became more visible, particularly with the rise of the transgender rights movement. The distinction between cross-dressers and transgender individuals is important to note. While some cross-dressers may eventually identify as transgender, many do not. Cross-dressing, for them, is not necessarily about a desire to change their gender, but rather an exploration of identity and expression. For many cross-dressers, the act of wearing clothing associated with the opposite gender can be a deeply personal and transformative experience. It can provide a sense of relief from the pressures of conforming to traditional gender roles and offer a way to express a side of themselves that they may not feel comfortable showing in their everyday lives. Cross-dressing can also serve as a means of exploring one's gender identity. Some cross-dressers may identify as gender fluid or non-binary, feeling that their gender identity is not strictly male or female. For others, cross-dressing is a form of escapism or a way to relax and have fun. Here are some key differences between drag queens and cross-dressers. While both drag queens and cross-dressers engage in gender expression through clothing, their motivations, contexts, and cultural significances differ significantly. Drag queens are performers who use exaggerated femininity for entertainment and artistic expression. Their performances are often theatrical and meant for an audience. Cross-dressers, on the other hand, typically do not perform for an audience. Their cross-dressing is often a personal or private activity, and they may or may not seek to pass as the opposite gender. Drag is an art form that involves a high level of creativity, including makeup artistry, costume design, and performance skills. Drag queens often create personas that are larger than life. Cross-dressers may or may not engage in elaborate makeup and costuming. For many, cross-dressing is more about wearing everyday clothing associated with the opposite gender rather than creating an exaggerated persona. Drag queens often emerge from LGBTQ+ cultural spaces and are seen as community leaders and activists. They play a visible role in promoting LGBTQ+ rights and visibility. Cross-dressers may not necessarily be part of the LGBTQ+ community, and their cross-dressing is often a personal or individual experience rather than a public or communal one. While both drag queens and cross-dressers engage in gender expression, their relationships to gender identity can differ. Drag queens are often cisgender men who perform femininity as part of their art. Cross-dressers can be of any gender identity and may or may not identify with the gender they present while cross-dressing. Some cross-dressers may identify as transgender or gender non-conforming, while others do not. Also, there are several misconceptions and stereotypes surrounding both drag queens and cross-dressers that are important to address. A common misconception is that all drag queens are gay. While many drag queens are part of the LGBTQ+ community, drag is a form of artistic expression that anyone can engage in, regardless of their sexual orientation. Another misconception is that drag queens want to be women. Drag is about performance and artistry, not necessarily a reflection of one's gender identity. Many drag queens are cisgender men who enjoy the creative aspects of drag without any desire to transition. Some people dismiss drag as frivolous or purely for entertainment. However, drag has a rich history and plays a crucial role in LGBTQ+ culture and advocacy. Drag queens have been at the forefront of many social and political movements, using their visibility to affect change. A common stereotype is that cross-dressing is always linked to a sexual fetish. While some individuals may cross-dress for sexual reasons, for many, it is about comfort, identity, and self-expression. Reducing cross-dressing to a fetish ignores the complex and varied reasons people engage in it. Another misconception is that all cross-dressers want to transition to the opposite gender. While some cross-dressers may eventually identify as transgender, many do not. Cross-dressing is not necessarily about wanting to change one's gender but rather exploring different aspects of identity and expression. There is a harmful stereotype that cross-dressing is a sign of mental illness. However, cross-dressing is a normal and healthy way for many people to express themselves. Pathologizing cross-dressing can lead to stigma and discrimination, preventing individuals from living authentically. While drag queens and crossdressers have distinct differences, there is also significant overlap and intersection between the two communities. Some individuals may identify as both drag queens and crossdressers, finding joy and fulfillment in both performance and personal expression. Additionally, both communities often face similar challenges, such as societal stigma, discrimination, and misunderstanding. Despite the challenges, there is also immense joy and fulfillment in both drag and crossdressing. Both practices allow individuals to explore and express their identities, challenge societal norms, and connect with others who share similar experiences. Whether through the thrill of performing on stage or the comfort of wearing clothing that feels authentic, drag queens and crossdressers contribute to a richer, more diverse world. Finally, we would like to express our gratitude for watching till the end. We hope you found the video valuable and informative. If so, please show your appreciation by hitting the like button and leaving us a comment below. We are eager to hear from you. In the end, we have a humble request to you. We are trying hard to keep you enlightened and empowered by creating awesome videos like this. Please support us by joining our membership program. The link is in the description. Your little contribution will inspire us to make more awesome content for you like this. The next video will be published tomorrow, so don't miss it. Till then, take care. More wisdom, more solutions, better life.